I'd never been broken or so hurt before in my life, and watch my dreams kind of get taken away from me because it was something I couldn't control.
Welcome to the Fine Podcast. Every week we invite interesting guests and talk about defining moments and what defines them as an individual. Today we get to share the platform with Darnell Cuyler. He created an autobiography and shares some intimate stories on his journey, his relentless drive to make it out of his situation, and his ability to manifest the life he envisioned has led him to opportunities that will help underprivileged students get scholarships. Yo, welcome to the podcast, my boy.
Thank you for having me, dog.
It's an honor to have you here, man.
Yeah.
We recently got introduced by our photographer friend, Corey, man. Corey's a great guy, man. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Corey.
I recently just started the podcast, and he hit me right away. He was like, yo, I have somebody who's very interested, man. He has a book coming out, and he's big like on mental health and personal development. I just want to say I'm one of the first people to read the book, right? It hasn't even came out yet. It was an interesting read. It was a super easy read. And I relate to a lot that you have said in that book, man. I just want to say I appreciate you for sharing some intimate stories that you had growing up and being raised in the inner city and having to go through those trials and tribulations. It's tough because I experienced them. And I just want to say, man, you turn your test into your testimony and your mess into your message. Was that something that was always intentional, something that you thought of as a young age? Like, maybe one day I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be able to share this story and show the world.
Not at all. It wasn't the fact that I wanted to share this story, but it was also the fact that I wanted to show people firsthand, like, hey, I made it out of the struggle. I made it out of these trials and tribulations. If I can make it out, then you can make it out too.
Woo, that's what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
You like to lead from the front, man. And reading this book, man, your work ethic, your drive, you're relentless. It's unheard of, man, because of some of the things you had to endure. It hurts, man. It hurts to see that you went through this, but also there's other people out there that's going through similar situations, right?
Yeah.
You know, where you come from and a little bit about your background.
Okay. So I'm from Altamonte Springs, Florida. That's in northeast Orlando, if you haven't heard of it. So about me, growing up, I grew up, 4 siblings, few nieces, single parent household. And so it was like me trying to make it out and to do better was definitely intense. So, as I reached to a point in life where I knew that I wanted to make it, I had to make sure I had the mental strength and the mental health
capacity.
and the capacity and the tenacity and the faith and the spirit within me to know that I'm going to be able to make it out if I put forth the effort.
Wow. So you're big like on taking action and reading that book, I realized you didn't make any excuse. Like you was like, you was at the down low, like, maybe to me would be the worst ever. Right. And that's not go to say that, other people are not going through things that's worse than that.
Right.
But we all have a different perspective, right?
Uh-huh.
Like maybe something I'm going through, maybe something you won't be able to go through and be able to come off on top. So let's talk about the early days, man. You grew up in the hood. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100 right now. You grew up in the hood, right? You was an athlete. You always loved to run.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had this idea or something that was instilled in you that you were compelled to go to LSU. Mm-hmm. What was that like? And where did that come from?
So it was really came about to the fact that, like, a lot of people, they go to college where they can get accepted to. I knew that it was going to be a rough ride for me, and I knew I didn't have that type of support. So I knew if I was going to go to college, I wanted to go to college to be the first in my family, but also I wanted to go to the college that I wanted to go to. And LSU, you know what I'm saying? That I just felt like that was my calling, to be a Tiger and to value. So that's what that came about.
I love that, man. And so originally you wanted to be an athlete, right?
Yes, sir.
That didn't go as planned, right? So you decided to take a different major and get a degree in
mathematics.
What compelled that? Because that's like complete opposite.
So the thing was, coming out of high school and all my life, really, like I was always good at math. So math really came easy to me. So I was like, okay,
I can't say the same, bro.
so
I can't say the same,
so I
bro.
told myself, like, all right, if I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna go to the college that I want to go to, and I'm gonna choose this major because, I would never be hurting to find a job.
Right.
Like, everybody gonna need somebody that's good with numbers. So I'm like,
you can be an accountant, you can run a bank.
I can do it all. I can. Any type of math, I can pretty much get it done.
Nice. So the numbers, that's interesting. So to me personally, my perspective would be numbers and money. Does that equate? Was that a thing? Were you somebody who was interested in money? Is that why you wanted to be an athlete? Is that why you wanted to get a degree for money, or was it something that you just woke up one day and you felt like it was something that, like you said, your calling?
It was a little bit of both, but it was like a mix of it, but it was also like my calling. You know what I'm saying? I knew, like, you know, not a lot of people go to college and graduate from where I'm from. So I felt like I had to take it upon myself. Like, I wanted to do that because it was easy to just get a job and go to work 9 to 5 after high school for the next, 50 years of my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy this journey. So I was like, I want to go to college and experience life, get out the hood, get away from here, see the world, do new things. And so that's what I really want to do. That was
the reason I asked that is because in the book you mentioned having a Lambo so many times.
Oh yeah.
So I figured I was like, yo, this guy likes money. He likes numbers. It kind of correlates, right?
Yeah. Oh, it really does. It really does. So I was always good at saving money, and I always felt like I'm gonna make a lot of money, especially with my work ethic, especially with doing math. So I'm like, it all makes sense.
Right.
Like you said, it all did correlate, but also was a calling for me to be like a savage at numbers and to be driving a Lambo.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. That's a goal right there, man. Right. That's a goal.
It's coming.
Now the book speaks about like a lot about manifesting, right? You were manifesting, you would go through these trials and tribulations, and you would have those emotions and sometimes feel doubt. But ultimately, you created this mental toughness that no matter what you was going through or experiencing, you was going to go to said goal and make sure you accomplish that. Does that run in the family? Is there something that you've seen as a child that kind of created that mindset?
Not really, because like, growing up in my neighborhood, a lot of people go with the flow. But
only dead fish go with the flow.
Yeah. But my grandmother always kind of instilled the grind into me, like making me slave every day. And I know, like, when people in my family are gonna be watching this, and they're gonna be like, yeah, like she definitely
I do the same thing to my son. It's like, yo, we work, but when we not working, get your ass up early and do something. Don't just waste your time, man.
So I had she kind of instilled it into me, but it was like me manifesting that grind, that work ethic, being psychologically deranged, because it's like you have to bring a work ethic so intense and so elite and so unheard of to the point where that's the only way that I felt like I was gonna make it. So I'm like, if I bring that to the table day in and day out, regardless of what I'm going through, no excuses, I'll be able to achieve my goals.
No excuses, my boy. You get it by all means necessary. And somebody in the magnitude that has went through the adversity. You had family problems. You had financial problems.
Yes,
you was dealing with life. You have moved to a whole different state. You was so like into making sure that you graduate from a school that you really wanted to.
Yes, sir.
You was willing to endure those type of trials and tribulations, no matter what the case was.
No matter what. So that came about was, I tried to tell myself, like, can I make it in life? And it's like, I don't want to live my life based on what other people think. So I was like, I had to tell myself, regardless of what I go through, I have to make it. I have to make goals so big. I tell people about these big goals, but I also go through each of these steps every single day and hit each one of these small
Hold yourself
goals.
accountable and take these actionable steps.
Yes,
bro,
sir.
I'm so
Yes,
big on
sir.
that, bro. Like literally creating a vision board. It really like propelled my life into the position that I am in today, right? Because not only I create this vision that I want for myself and for my family, I create actionable steps that allow me to propel and pivot to said goal.
Right.
Is that something that you learned on earlier? Because you talked about that.
Yes. So literally, like I used to always write down my steps and write like motivational speeches and quotes to myself to keep going. A lot of work on my mental health, making me really train and manifest my mindset to constantly prevail and to keep going. And I also had to, train my mindset to understand that you can take this aggression and adversity that you're going through and channel it into something positive, into passion, to keep on going, to keep on uplifting people, to uplift yourself, and just to do better. And that's why I came up with the slogan, "Be great today, no days off," because every day is an opportunity.
That's the name of the book.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That every day is an opportunity for you to be great and for you to do better. No matter what it is, you can do better. You can better the people around you, and every day is an opportunity to do that. So that's why we don't take no days off.
Going off of what you just said, so most of your problems was a financial problem, right? Going into college, right?
Right.
Why didn't you just create your own opportunities? It could have directed you in a whole different direction, don't you think?
Yes and then no, because it was like I said, going to LSU was really like a calling. Even when I didn't feel like I was gonna make it, I would see random signs of like cars that say congratulations getting to LSU. I see random people in Orlando with a LSU shirt on. Nobody in Orlando repping no LSU. It's either Florida State.
Yo, that's called something. I forgot what's it called, but there's
Gators. I'm sorry. No, I was like the Gators.
It's a word. It's a word for that. That once you create a vision board, or let's say you buy a Mercedes Benz, all of a sudden you see hundreds of Mercedes Benz.
Right.
And before that, you never see not one.
Right.
There's a specific word for that, but that's part of manifestation.
Right.
That's part of manifesting stuff and seeing things in a different light. So let's talk about your early childhood, man. You grew up in Orlando, in a rough area, and you like to run.
Right.
What is your fastest pace?
My fastest pace?
Fastest pace. You was a sprinter or?
I was a sprinter.
Okay.
I was a sprinter. So I can do the 1 to 2, the 400, the 4x1, 400 hurdles. It'll throw people off when I say I used to do the 400 hurdles, but I used to do the 300 hurdles in high school because that's what my coach made me do because we didn't have nobody to do it. And it kind of stuck to me. It just kind of helped me overcome obstacles. And I really had grasped passion of that and got better because that helped me perform better because it's like, this is another obstacle I got to get over. Boom, boom, boom. So my fastest pace, it was pretty decent. It ain't Olympic.
You know when people say that, they kind of trash.
No. Supposedly I wasn't trash. I raced Olympians, so I was real enough. I just wasn't that real because of other situations that I can't control.
But running was more of a therapy session.
It was definitely a therapy. It helped me, create this mental standpoint and this mental toughness that I have now. That's what also strengthened my competitiveness, my tenacity, my motivation. It was everything because it's like me taking time to really separate myself from the world and think things through, to see the adversity that I'm going through, to create solutions, and then to see me actually performing and succeeding in my goals and dreams. And also I use it as a way of faith. I know a lot of people be like, oh, you got to go to church and talk to God. I don't know if a lot of people are into faith and stuff like that, but a lot of times I felt like when I'm running and I'm by myself, I feel like
that's when you have the best connection.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and I can pray at my best and my hardest, and for God to actually hear my prayer.
Just pouring yourself out, and bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
So definitely put a lot of that in the book. So
you did. Let's talk about the book, man. Let's talk about it. It's very interesting, man. You have a rare standpoint of mental toughness, especially this day and age. People want instant gratification.
Right.
People, if they don't see the end result right away, they immediately jump on to the next thing. You went through some shit, and I really want to emphasize on that, man.
Right.
You went through some stuff, man, that the common human would have said, no, screw that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to try something else.
Right.
But because you were so passionate and you felt that in your heart and soul that you needed to, that you're on a mission.
Yes.
God sent you here for a reason. This is what the reason I need to go to school. Right. But before going into the college, life was hard. You didn't get an easy pass.
No.
And you mentioned also in the book that you had a lot of people around you that was getting those passes.
Yeah.
That, people
Definitely.
were reaching out. They were getting scholarships.
Definitely.
Yet you came from a family that was struggling financially.
Right.
But you still stood focused on the goal.
Uh-huh.
So what was that like?
So that was more or less like me really digging deep, finding out who I really am as a person. So a lot of people always was like, yeah, he always so hyped, so energetic, and always motivational. But like that's when something that came easy to me had became a practice. I had to generate that into a practice as an everyday lifestyle, practicing on understanding that you have to take so much less than what the next person have or anybody have, but you have to work so much harder and do so much more. So how do you get to that level? That's mental toughness, mental strength, like me wanting to see me make it for myself, me believing in myself. And that's what I also try to instill into other people, to believe in yourself. And that's why I became like so uplifting and motivational, because I already knew like I'm going to make it out regardless. I'm going to make it through my trials and tribulations. I'm going to grind through it. I'm built for this. My grandma told me I'm going to go to work every day. I'm going to make it out. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm going to always get the job done. That's what she always told me. So it's like, I know I'm going to make it, but like I have to help you now. I have to help you get on this same mental level, this mental capacity to take constant steps. And how do you do that? You got to be disciplined and you got to practice this. And how do you practice this? Every single day. Regardless of if you're tired, sick, whatever. Like, even if you stay home, you still have to put in that mental work of saying the next day or the next chance you get, you have to grind and do better. You have to be great. You have to chase it.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting perspective, because some people avoid mental toughness. They avoid going through these trials and tribulations purposely because it makes them uncomfortable. And I personally believe people grow through being uncomfortable. Like, I purposely put myself through uncomfortable situations. But for you, on the other hand, you had to go through like the most uncomfortable shit to accomplish your goal. And you knew that at such a young age. Like, your grandmother must have been amazing. Let's talk about it, Like,
She was a real work of art. She'd sit out there. We stayed right on Reagan. That's where she stayed at. So my grandma was the only one with Christmas lights up. Christmas time, you ride down this dark, long road. You see Christmas light. That's my grandma's house. All my cousins and my uncles, auntie, my mama, everybody can testify. She'll sit out there in the yard and watch you work. Make you dig up her whole yard. Flowers, everything. Push it 2 feet over. Or she don't like it. Put it all back.
Ooh.
Every day. Like,
she did that purposely, right? To try to instill that mental toughness in you guys.
I don't know.
Because I do the same thing to my son. Like, you gotta work, bro. Nothing is gonna come easy, bro. Everything that you see, like in this world, and all these people advertising all this perfect world, bro. That shit is bullshit. It's not a real world, man. We live in a real world now, and if you can prepare yourself and your kids and your family, for like that, having that mental toughness when they endure adversity and trials and tribulations, they're going to be more prepared rather than giving them the silver spoon and then putting them out to the world. Right. So that goes to like you believed in school so much when there's so many opportunities aside from school. And I don't want to sound like I'm the guy that's against school, but I realized this: if I want to make money, I don't have to depend on the educational system. But for you, it's something different.
It's something different.
It's something that's personal.
I can take it that real brief. So it was the fact that, like, in my neighborhood, just as well as a lot of black communities, we turned to the life of, selling drugs, robbing, this, that, and the third. It was just like, I see a lot of people make it, but they only make it if it's a football scholarship or it's a sports scholarship. Everybody want to support you. If not, they don't know you.
Is that something that you thought too? Like, I got to get a scholarship in order for me to get out of this situation.
At first, that's exactly what I thought. And then once I realized that's not happening, cool, what was we gonna do? So I was like, well, I still have to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because one day, you know, in the future, the next generation, these little kids gonna grow up. One of them not gonna want to live this life. One of them gonna want to go to school and do better. How can they make it? They never seen nobody make it. Yes, they have. They mom and daddy seen Darnell make it. So there's no excuses. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm working so hard to the point where when that time come, they gonna call me. It ain't no excuses no more about why you can't make it in life, especially coming from Altamonte Springs, because I done did that.
Ooh. Talk your
I will
shit,
be the
boy.
reason.
Talk
I will
your
be
shit.
the, God. So I will be the reason that somebody else make it. That's why I started this scholarship foundation, to make sure people can make it. And I didn't.
So let's elaborate on that.
Okay.
So you created a foundation, a scholarship foundation, right? Because you wasn't given an opportunity,
Right.
a fair shot,
Right.
for whatever the case may be.
Right.
That's a part of life.
Right.
And that goes back to the mental toughness. You have to instill these different practices into your kids and into your family, because the route that you're trying to go to this goal and accomplish, it may not be that route. So you have to find an alternative. And you did that.
I did time and time again. It was the craziest part about it is like I didn't have no other choice. So a lot of people, you know,
but not having a choice is a choice too, though, because you didn't have a choice. You made a choice to make it happen, which is sometimes even better. Does that even make sense? Should I say it again?
Yeah. No, I got it.
Not having a choice is a choice because it led to the choice of you making it happen, regardless if people give you that opportunity.
Right.
And that's super important. Like, if you can't find an opportunity, create one.
So, and I created opportunities time and time again, whether I was at LSU or whether I was at Florida State or whether I was back home in the hood trying to make it out again after graduating from school, not once but twice. And it got to the point where the grind still the same.
Right.
The money still the same. So I felt like,
you good?
Okay.
You got to pause? That's fine. That's good, bro.
Right.
Just chill. You getting acid reflux from talking too much. It's all good, bro. We here to share the platform. This is your platform right now, bro. We gonna have fun. We definitely gonna dig deep into this book, man, because everything we're talking about is based on this book, and I had the honor to be one of the first people to read this book. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You actually I think you actually the first person to read
I'm the first, bro. That's even better, bro. You know what?
You know
why, bro? Because some of the things you talked about in this book, I have went through this week. I lost my grandmother. You lost your grandmother at a pivotal moment in your life,
right? That
kind of not destroyed. It detoured you to a different lane, because you at one point you was going through so much and you was finally getting it together.
Yeah.
And then boom, she passed away, and then what happened? So let's talk about that. You finally got accepted to LSU, which is Louisiana State University,
yes, sir.
Right? Well, how was it there? How was life there once you moved? Once you felt like, bro, I finally got the opportunity. I finally got accepted. I move into my dorm. What's next?
Okay, so I moved into my apartment. I have a dorm.
Okay, apartment.
So,
Big baller.
Yeah, I was broke. So I was struggling, going through ends meet left and right. You know, the whole year and a half, close to 2 years, and I finally got my life together. We're dealing with finances, family, everything you want to learn about, know about, like down to the T about the trenches. You know, once you read the book.
Yeah. You definitely talk about the trenches.
So 2014, you know, I'm at my best. Like I'm beast mode, like doing things never been done before. I'm doing research with the top scientists in the world. I'm training, running with the track team. You know, half these people going to the Olympics, went to the Olympics, raced the Olympics. Everything
D1 athletes.
D1, like prime time. Everybody know that LSU track and field is like the real deal. It's nothing to sleep on. Like when they mention them, it's like, oh, like
those are the people. Those are the go-tos.
Yeah. Top 5. Yeah, easy. So I'm doing all of this on top of working, maxing out hours, on top of school, taking elite math classes. I'm at my best, literally. So everything I prayed about, dreamed about is here, like all in my face. I'm making it work. And then when my grandmother passed away, it took a different turn for me. Like I'd never been broken or so hurt before in my life and watch my dreams kind of get taken away from me because it was something I couldn't control. So it took me a long time.
But why? You have to elaborate on that. Why did you feel that way? What was going on? So she passed away, and then
so this was the crazy part. Like, this was the add-on to it. So not only did she pass away, the closest person, my closest motivation and support, and person I'm making so proud. Like, I got released from the university because I didn't go get the extension to pay for my classes. I didn't even make the track team because I didn't make the trial day because I had to leave and go home to the funeral, as well as I lost my job because since I got released from the university, I was no longer a student. And I also lost my internship because I was no longer a student. So at the keyest moment of my life of me being the best I can be, doing everything I told this university I would do and I would bring to the table, I'm doing it and I got it taken away off of life.
So what's next? So here we like to pick people's brain. We wanna know like what's going through your mindset. What do you feel? What is your next intention? Right? Because it's taken away, but we can't ponder on that. Right. And you don't rub me off the way that way where you're someone who's like gonna be down and accept life for what it is. You see, reading the book, I know this, right. But for the people watching and listening, you make no excuses.
Right, none.
Regardless of what you was going through financially, like you was eating, you was barely having meals.
Right, barely.
Yeah, you was training for track. Right. You was powerlifting.
Right.
You was going to school and you was working at the same time.
Right.
Not being around family, not having financial stability, not even knowing how you were gonna pay rent every single month. So that takes a mental toll on you in itself.
Right.
So how were you dealing with everything else?
So how was I dealing with it? I was literally living by my motto, telling myself, like, just get through the day. We're going to have to make the most of today. We're going to grind through it. And then at that time, I was working at the recreational center on campus. So I really had people that was close to me by that time. We was fighting for each other. I was working there for, a year and a half at this point, and I was really stable there, and they really would support me through the thick and thin. But a lot of them didn't understand.
Shout out to them, though.
Shout out to the LSU UREC fam. Shout out to the UREC fam. Like,
they held it down, bro.
They really held me down.
I was just reading that. I appreciate it, though.
Right, thank you.
Because at down times like that, you need somebody. You need that type of support. Sometimes you need some type of reassurance.
Right.
But the way we kind of similar. We don't make excuses. We say we're gonna do something. We're gonna go ahead and do it. Right. But I don't know. Like your situation kind of got dangerous. Where, bro, you in a different state. You don't even know how you're gonna eat.
Right. So
and then you're working out like a madman.
Right. Like a freaking nature. So my friends at the recreation center in the Palatine, they was definitely providing meals, helping me out where they could, and they definitely helped me get through the hardest part of my life. And a lot of them didn't know it. So only a few people know like what I really lost, and I was broken. They just, they just kind of seen me happy, but I wasn't as happy. And slowly but surely, I was coming back around, trying to get through it, trying to tell myself like, oh, my grandmother at peace because I'm working so hard. So the next step was like, hey, like I didn't get on the track team, but I'm still going to run at track meets at LSU. I got back into school. My next step was making sure I graduated at all costs to still be the first person in this family to do it and to make my grandmother proud.
Wow.
So I definitely had to keep the next step and the ultimate goal still going at all costs.
Wow, that is amazing. It takes a different type of breed to be able to do that. Because there's a lot of kids, college students that's going through that. Bro, money is a big thing, yo. Yeah. College is a fucking scam. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. It's a difference when you're trying to be a lawyer, you're trying to be a doctor. You got to go to school, engineer, you work in tech, all of that. But if your main goal is to make money, personally, I don't think school is the thing. However, it's a good place to network. It's a good place to, see different people and perspectives and stuff like that and gain some knowledge. But the way the school system is right now, bro, it's so old and broken. Like, it's more about, like, you take tests to memorize things rather than actually going to the to whatever person who's ever in school and and trying to bring out the best in them, right? If they're creative, if maybe they learn video through visual rather than audio, like everybody learns differently. So I just, me personally, could never understand that. And me, I've always liked money, so my thing was like, yo, yeah, I can go to school, right, get into major debt, and not even be guaranteed to get a job in the degree that I'm going for. Right. So I kind of opt out of that and created my own opportunities. I'm just curious to know, why didn't you just create opportunities while going to school? Because that's a passion. That's something that's in your heart, right? You needed to do that.
So the difference between me was the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's easy to create opportunities. It's easy to start a business. It's easy to have money. But I felt like that was an easy way out, and me steering away from my calling. My calling was to make sure
I love that.
I go to LSU and do something that's never been done before by the history of anybody from the east side of Altamonte Springs, Florida. That was my calling, to break sound barriers, break generational curses, break mental health problems, break physical problems, break spiritual problems, break any type of problem that anybody can use as an excuse to why they can't do better, why they can't prosper. Even money. I even had to break it to the point where I can take so much less and do so much more, because I feel like if money was the only reason, I could have easily got a 9-to-5 at the bank down the street, saved up, got my own spot, been chilling.
Yeah.
But what was going to happen to the next future generations? What was going to happen to my nieces when they feel like they want to do more than just go to work? Right. My brothers and sisters ain't go to college. Nobody in my family did that.
Right.
So who gonna be the one to show them, because they never seen it before? And that's why it was so hard for my family to support me in my community, because they never seen somebody continue to keep going. You know, they feel like everybody go for one semester, they proud of you.
Yeah.
Then you gonna drop out.
Yeah.
Plot twist, Darnell's still going. He's still here.
Yeah.
So
but you didn't get the support though.
No. And I didn't need it, because I'm mentally strong and I had the faith, and I did get the support, but from a different perspective. I got the support from my people at LSU, and then the people from Florida State.
Those are the people that held it down when you was at your lowest moments.
When I was at my lowest moments. Now, my family did help. I don't want to say that they didn't, but like it was certain times and certain moments in life where they should have and they didn't. But we was also going through a lot of internal family problems. Which
you talk about in the book.
Yes, sir.
Which you talk about. You went into depth with a lot of things, and I love you for that, because you was able to be vulnerable. You was able to be transparent, and people need to see that, because oftentimes people feel like they are the only ones that's going through that.
Right.
And I'm sure you felt that. Right. At some point you felt like, damn, why me? Because you even said it in the book.
Right. Because it was like I knew what my family was going through. But I was trying to be an outlet to bring some type of joy and some type of like, dang, like if anything, my boy, he going to LSU, he trying to do what's never been done before. He trying to make us all proud. Right. And that was on my standpoint. And it got to the point where I had to make sure I'm still grinding for this end goal to make myself proud, because I wouldn't have been here if I wouldn't have never prayed on it or begged God for it, to grind for it. So I had to make sure I still fulfilled my calling, regardless if money was an issue or any type of issue. I had to like cut all that out.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing you had to endure while being away? What was the hardest thing that you can recollect right now? Where
in college general, or at LSU, or at Florida State?
Just in general.
In general, the hardest thing I had to endure was my grandmother's death. I think that was the hardest part, because I actually never experienced that kind of pain before. You know what I'm saying? It's different between like, you know, you like a girl and she go with your homeboy, or your family not supporting you, or like you getting beat up, or you losing a sports competition, or any other thing. Like, I really felt like my heart was broken, like somebody was really stabbing me. My grandma used to tell us, if your heart hurt, you gonna die. Like, that's real pain. So I never felt that. And I'm like, yo, like, because, you know, you say your chest,
right.
you say your chest
can't
hurt
breathe,
when you got a cold.
I understand it, bro.
Your chest hurt, but like this was real pain, and I never felt nothing like this in my life. Like, even through the struggle, me mad, saying why my family not supporting me financially, why they not understanding my dreams, why my friends switching up on me. But it was different. This was a whole other pain I never experienced, and I'm like, this is what people go through when they be crying with somebody. Because I guess it was the fact that, like, I seen people die in my neighborhood. I seen people die in my family. Even when my uncle died, I was sad, but I prepared for it. I knew it was coming.
I thought you can prepare for that, bro. I don't think you can prepare for that.
You can,
bro.
because when he died, I was sad, but I got over it because I was like, I know I'm making my uncle proud. I'm grounded.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
I ain't even,
So your focus was on what you can control at the moment.
What was the grind? And then once my grandma died, like I lost everything, and I almost felt like I endured all that pain, all that suffering for all them years, for not only for her to die, but she took my dreams with her.
Mm. Man, yo, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But then again, bro, you needed to, because look at where you are now, bro. Right. Look at where you are now. You're a monster within itself, just because you went through those things, man. But leading up to that, things were they weren't that great.
No.
Right? So that point was when you finally started, getting a hold of the wheel in your life. You're like, okay, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And then boom, a defining moment.
Defining moment. That was one of my most defined moment of my life. Top tier. Besides me actually getting accepted to LSU and me graduating from LSU. So
but you in the book, you speak things into existence.
Oh yeah, easy. Got to. That's manifestation. That's the mental game. All that.
Like, how you learn that? Because a lot of people in the hood, they don't know about that. But they not real. They realize they don't know about it. But when you speak about karma is good, can be good, and karma can be bad. And that's what manifestation is. It's like you putting out that type of energy that you're gonna reciprocate.
So I taught myself. Believe it or not, I had to tell myself, like, at that same time, because I was always nice and uplifting. That's just who I am.
That's just in your DNA.
I didn't realize, like, at 19 years old, 20, 21, 23, all the way up to, like, today, I had to turn that into a practice. I had to practice being motivational. I had to practice smiling. I had to practice grinding every day. Every day was a term of discipline, regardless of how I felt. Time ain't waiting for me. The grind ain't waiting for me. My family not waiting for nobody waiting for me. It's practice every day. The same thing with sports. A lot of them, they gifted naturally, but you can't get to the league.
You can't. I think hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Bro.
Right.
And that's what you're all about. Hard work.
All about it. All about the mental game. It's like if you can do better, why not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing like Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? That mental toughness, like
toughness.
Do more. Like you can.
When you think it's over, bro, you can. There's more.
Right.
There's more in the reservoir.
And a lot of that. That's why I became very motivational and inspiring, because when people thought it was over, I came back from trials and tribulations doing more, and I'm still telling.
So after that Rest in peace to your grandma. That's unfortunate. I was my grandmother passed away this week, so I understand that type of pain, bro. It's brutal, man. But that's unfortunate. That's a part of life, bro. Right? And I'm not saying that like in an easy way, like just deal with it. No, man, because that's something you can never fully be healed from, bro.
So the crazy thing is, a lot of people, what a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of people did was saying like, deal with it, get over it, That's what I was having to hear, like, a lot of times in my life, most of my life. And then that's what it made me think about the mental health aspect, and why I needed to write this book and put a lot of mental aspect and mental notes into it to let people know, like, hey, like, you could be going through some type of struggle, but you have to get through it. And it is people out there that will help you get through it.
There's resources and people out there
that will help. Versus
because even though you was going through your stuff, and I read in the book, you was still that guy for other people.
Right.
Even though behind closed doors, you were crying because you said it.
Right.
But sometimes you need to, man. You're a man. You have emotions. Right. Just because you have mental toughness doesn't mean you don't feel the pain.
Right.
You still have to feel the pain, but you just tell yourself you're going to get through it. Right? And a lot of people fall into the loophole that they just stay stuck with that pain. No, man, you gotta let it out, man. We were raised like in the hood, bro. PTSD, depression, all these anxiety, that was normal to us, bro.
Right.
But as you get older and you start to research and see what's really out there in the world, you realize that shit ain't normal, bro. We all dealing with situations that we need to heal, and you need to be able to put your ego and pride to the side and reach out to people.
Right.
And you're that outlet for a lot of people, bro. And I love that, because you don't. Regardless of what you're going through, you still want to be there for other people. And being that you want to be like a motivational speaker, You're gonna be great at it because you put people first, bro, and that's what it's about, bro. It's not. A lot of people say me, bro. You God didn't just create you just so you can just help yourself and forget about 7 billion people in the world. Well, we all have opportunities that we can take and use our God-given abilities to be able to help other people. And yours is creating this book, showing and telling people, listen, I've been through some stuff. But that's what makes us human.
Right.
But also having that motivational aspect in you where you have like this fiery adrenaline that you're always on go mode.
Right.
Like it's go time. It's grind time. And you say that a lot too. It's grind time. No excuses.
That's what it is. Because, and then the crazy thing about it is like, you know, I never in my life compared my struggles to somebody else's struggles. So it was like, I understand that when it comes to me trying to be a motivational speaker, you know, everybody don't want to hear about somebody telling them, oh, you should invest in stocks. Oh, you should read. You should do this, get this business.
Bro, sometimes there's so many gurus. That shit is so corny. There's so many gurus. There's so many motivational people that try to be this stand-up dude, bro. This podcast is not about that. It's not about, you know, creating sickest quotes and posting it on social media. Right. It's about real people telling real stories where you can relate to, especially your story where all you was trying to do is make something out of yourself. Right. You want a little support. And there's a lot of people that are not getting that support. That has dreams and admirations. Yeah. And this is an outlet where people can go to and be like, yo, I'm not the only one that's going through this. Right. And you say a lot of motivational things that can uplift people and bring people, you know, to a better understanding. Not even a better understanding, just a different perspective, man. You can't you can't ponder and dwell on the shit that's happening. You just, sometimes you got to take the punches for what it is. Mm-hmm.
So with me, what was crazy is like I was saying, like, not everybody want to hear that. Maybe sometimes a lot of people really just need somebody to tell them, you know, I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm here for you. You know, like, you know, I almost like take a pause, let them catch their breath. And then a lot of people be shocked when they hear that because it's like they don't get that from their other friends, so they go out partying with their family members. They whoever they around, and I'm like, I'm here to tell y'all that because my struggle is not your struggle, and maybe I can handle more than you. Maybe I will tell you some stuff about my life that I hid behind closed doors that'll make you break down and start crying because you can't fathom that I was really going through that stuff.
My mind is fucking blown, bro. Right. My mind is blown. Like, there's no way in hell this one human being went through all this stuff, yet you still walk around like it's all good, man. You're gonna get through it,
right?
And being that you're delivering that message, bro, is so powerful, man. You're not portraying this perfect human. No, you're regular, I'm like just really, like all of us.
This is real deal.
I love that, bro.
100% from Altamonte Springs, Florida, the realest it can ever get. You know, dope, man. You know, a couple people used to call me the realest, and it's like, dang, why they call him that? But like, once you see me in action, see me in motion, and study bringing it every day, grinding and trying to embed it into my people. And that's one thing I still do, is try to embed my people to believe in themselves and that we gonna grind it out. Like a lot of people, like a lot of my close friends, they can't even chill in peace because it's like they think about me. I'm in the back of their mind like, hey, you know what time it is? And like, please, can you go do something? Give me 5 more minutes of sleep. Nah, get up. Right. Like they'll be like hitting me up talking about, oh, we grinding today. I'm like, yo, relax. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. And they already fired up. Their family's looking at them like, oh, you crazy. Like, what are you talking about? But they don't know that that's me coming out of them, like, because they've been around me too long. And I'm getting them fired up, letting them know, like, it don't matter what kind of problems you going through. We going to make it through it. I'm going to be right there supporting you. Your problems, my problems, because you my friend and you my family, and I'm going to support you through the thick and thin. And that's definitely what I try to get across to people that's always around me and that's close to me. So
that's good. That energy, you know, that energy can be contagious, but it can also, you know, wash the I wouldn't say the weak, but the mushy people away. Because not too many people want to hear their positive shit. It gets boring, bro. People are looking for like the quick, let's talk about the drama, the mediocre and bullshit like that. And you don't seem like you're like that type of person. You have a mission here, bro. And you use every single day, every single minute that you have to push that envelope, bro. And do you believe in coincidence?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You also believe that things happen for a reason?
Yes.
I think it's crazy that I literally just started this podcast and a friend hits me up and it's like,
Right.
yo, this guy is amazing, bro, because we have kind of that same mindset. Like, no excuses. Let's keep pushing. And however, I endure things that you may not be able to endure.
Right.
And vice versa. I see that, I'm like, bruh.
Right. And that's what I think really
and that's the beauty of life, bro.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of life, that we all get on this journey called life. And we all go through things that are different yet the same, bro. You know, people hurt different. People feel things differently. However, we all have a story. And like I said, you let your test in life be your testimony. And when people see this book, when they read this book, bro, they're going to really know, like, what type of person you are, man. And what type of mental toughness and how you're willing to go above and beyond when you believe in something. And I think if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything.
Right.
So what else? What else you got on your mind, bro? What else? Let's talk about it. Let's get your rocks off, my guy.
So I really wanted to like reiterate the fact that like I'm really here to like bring clarity to a lot of different aspects of my life and to really let people be known like y'all not the only ones fighting these battles alone. My battles might be more intense than y'all's. My battles might be lesser than y'all's. But, like, we here together and you not alone. And that's what also helped me generate this scholarship foundation, because I was at a standpoint where I didn't have no opportunity, like we talked about, or no extra money or no funding. But I'm going to be the one that...
Bro, he was living off of $20 every 2 weeks.
Right.
Bro, this guy would eat Oreos every single day because he didn't have any food.
Right, definitely. I still crack Oreos when I get out this podcast. I'm going to go home and crack me some Oreos.
That's your go-to,
Yeah,
bro.
I got to go walk my dog and we're going to get us some Oreos.
You think if you had money, things would be different? For better or worse?
For better, but I would still have the same work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so I got a good job now, and I got out of a lot of unstable and very bad situations where I don't have to go back because I have money.
Yeah.
But the money not changing my work ethic. So that's
the money's a tool. It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing else. It's nothing less than a tool. You use that, and I said that earlier. Once you solve that problem, the money problem, you can focus on the other problems. Because no matter how much money you get, you're still gonna have problems.
Right. Exactly. So like the money problem, if it would have got solved, it could have got solved like a long time ago with more support.
You should have just pushed the pack.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you didn't, because people resort to that.
Right.
After going through even the small things, because that's all you see. That's the type of environment that we grew up with. It's so easy, but it's so hard to get out of.
Exactly.
Because it's so fast. It's that fast cash.
And I was just like, knowing that I'm such a savage at saving money, and I know I can get out of financial situations, like going to work, you know what I'm saying? Why take that easy route? Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
Why don't you break these generational curses? Why don't you help people, show people that never seen it before? Why you gonna be like everybody else and blend in? Mm-hmm. Why you gotta be a follower? Why can't you follow yourself?
Ooh, I love that, bro. I love that.
And that's why everywhere I go, I'm not following you. I'm gonna influence you. You gonna if I follow you, you out here running for your life, because I'm chasing you. We grinding. I'm trying to make sure, I don't care how great you are, I'm letting you know I'm here, you gonna respect it. So that's the only way I'm gonna follow you. But like me following everybody to fit in with wearing certain clothes, talking a certain way, I'm not gonna change nothing about me. If you can't handle this, you gotta keep it moving. Yeah,
absolutely. And you emphasize on that, like before we even started the podcast, like, yo, this is me.
Right, this is real.
This is me. You take me as I am, and that's it. Exactly. But that's cool because it's so relatable.
Exactly.
To a lot of people, but also people don't give a shit about people's problems, bro.
Exactly.
And problems make the world go round.
Exactly. And then you can also grind and make it go the way you want it to as well. So
this guy, bro, you hitting the punchlines, my boy.
Right. So it's like, yeah, you can have these problems, it's fine. But how you gonna, what you gonna do? You gonna lay down?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people throw their life away on purpose so they won't have to deal with their problems. Right. What you mean, cuz? Did you try to get the help you needed? Did you fight for it? Did you give yourself a chance to fight for it?
Yeah.
No. But then I see a lot of people, they get in these problems or they give up on themselves they down talk and criticize others. I'm not with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not into the mediocre, the sport talk, and none of that.
And that's why a lot of people really like drama and can't do better for themselves because they so busy trying to put down others. I'm trying to uplift others.
Right.
I know I'm gonna make it.
That's more difficult, and you get more criticized. And,
all the time.
But bro, being negative, bro, like you don't use no mental capacity. There's no type of stimulation there.
Nothing.
Right? You don't have to use anything. You can just I'm gonna get it off. But being positive, like it literally changed my world, bro. And I know it sounds corny as shit, but look at what it's done for your life.
Yeah,
so having that positive mentality and be able to go through, the ups and downs of life has created a monster, bro. And I'm super excited for what you're about to do. Like, you created a foundation to help people so they won't have to go through what you go through as far as the struggle situation. So they won't have to opt into the streets.
Right. Exactly.
They won't have to settle for, a little job to be able to work maybe full time just to pay for those bills. Because, bro, you had $100,000 in student loans.
Easy, and I'm gonna easy pay them off.
Right. But
damn,
what I could do with $100,000, bro?
You know what's even crazier? Like, I got 2 degrees. They both worth over $100,000. So I was like, why am I stressing about debt now when I know I can get a job, pay down $20K a year because I won't pay the bare minimum. So I already know I would destroy that interest. Yeah. Like, it was never about the money to me. It's always about the grind, because I had to teach myself that, because it's like, if I make everything about money, especially when I'm not getting job interviews or getting in the position to get money.
Yeah, you took what, like 50 job interviews or applications, 50, 62, something like that?
Like,
I read in the book.
Like overall in real life, in the thousands, my guy. And only got what? How many job interviews?
I seen a number like 50, between 50 and 62 or something like that. That's why I mentioned that. But thousands?
I was at like that was in one day.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, like I can get up to that many in a day. Like,
you all about the grind.
Life,
no makes
like,
no excuses.
I know
that's a job within itself. That's like a 40-hour work week.
Oh, easy. I will be up crack of dawn before work, after work, middle of the night. Like, I'm emailing my bosses everything in the book. Like, I'm like, I know they tired of me. I don't care. Y'all need to fix my resume. I can bring the work ethic. I can talk to you to get you to hire me. But if you don't look at my resume, you ain't gonna give me a chance.
Right.
So, but that's what I try to make sure. Like, I wanted the people to emphasize on about my scholarships. It's like that little bit of money can be the world of a difference with somebody paying for that extra class, somebody being able to take off work to go study for an exam to get scholarship, to be able to go to that job interview and not be struggling or homeless or even want to go commit suicide. Yeah. That's another thing about the mental health that we keep emphasizing.
Right. No. I was going to get to that, bro. I promise you I was going to get to that, bro.
Right.
So actually, what was the worst thing that, you endured during the course of your life? At any given moment, did you feel like you wanted to end it because it was so much pressure and things that you were going through?
Not once.
Woo!
Put it on everything I stand for. I have not ever thought about, like, look, I'm finna go kill myself. Not once. Not
so
even
you was
built
willing.
like
You're a soldier, my guy. You was
not even built like that. Nobody who I hang around don't even think like.
Right.
If you want,
and once you guys read the book, you're gonna be able to understand why I'm asking these specific questions. Is because what you've been through, man.
Yeah.
That's
really is all.
That's crazy, bro. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Come
on, you got this scholarship, bro. What did you go for that?
My goal for this to actually make sure, like, within the first year to be 6 figures scholarships. Me being able to generate so much money to so many different kids to really pave the way. Matter of fact, why settle for less? I'm also going to try to turn it into a multi-million-dollar scholarship foundation that I did by myself. I got a lot of people helping me, but the foundation itself is the fact that you generated all this money by going so hard because you didn't have a dime to your name while you was going to these universities. But yet you generated millions of dollars to help students prosper and pave the way. That's crazy. That's never been heard of. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first person to do it, and I'm not going to be the last. Mm-hmm. That same money going to also help, people from my neighborhood, their kids grow up and want to go to school, want to go to Florida State, want to go to LSU. That's where it started because I went to those schools. Probably eventually it's going to start Nowadays, our foundation at every university where people donating to help in schools, like it's the stepping stone. And I also want to do more motivational speeches and also hop on some TED Talks.
You can, bro. You're gonna do it, bro.
All right.
You're gonna do it. I believe, bro.
Right.
I wholeheartedly. I hear people say a lot of things, bro. A lot of people say, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." But when you say it, bro, you say it with meaning, and that there's a difference. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I read the book and I was able to see like some of the shit you have to overcome. But that is dope, bro. I'm glad we able to connect because you have someone like me that thinks similar to you. Like I have that. Like I'm gonna get shit done, right, bro. Like I don't care what I gotta go through because I know I'm gonna go through some stuff, and we all do. That's a part of life. That's a part of the game, and I fell in love with the game. I don't care about the end result. Well, let me not say that. I do care about the end result, but that's not my focus. My focus is the journey, bro. Being able to learn, being able to create, being able to do whatever it is that I'm trying to do, and go to the next level, right? Because it can be uncomfortable.
Right.
And at one point, have you ever felt like that uncomfortable where maybe I want to go backwards. Maybe I want to go backwards. Maybe I want to try something else. Because I would think that like maybe this shit ain't working, bro. Like, and maybe because I'm a pussy. Maybe that's why I'm saying that.
You want to hear something crazy?
What's up?
So like when I was struggling at Florida State, going through the same things at LSU, I told myself like, you getting mentally weak. So I turned around and starved myself for days on purpose. To get mentally back strong, to mentally get back grounded, to mentally get back tenacious and aggressive behind my goals and dreams. Because if I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Like you seen in the book, if you actually look at it from the beginning, what I said I was gonna do.
Listen, I don't want me to cut you off, but what did I say earlier? Did you hear what he just said? What did I say earlier? That I put myself in uncomfortable situations. What am I doing right now? Yeah. You putting yourself in uncomfortable. But what is exactly what I'm doing? What I said earlier about the bed.
Oh. He was talking about he's not gonna sleep on the bed.
I purposely sleep on the floor just to be uncomfortable, bro. Yeah. Exactly what you're saying. Like I'm putting myself through that. Like I have a specific goal that I'm close to. And once I hit that, then I could be comfortable on my bed.
So
is that stupid?
No, not at all. So the thing
because it's exactly what you're saying.
So the thing was, it was like when I see, it's not me getting myself uncomfortable. It's me seeing myself mentally not being where I'm supposed to be. That's the same thing when I have to transition my workouts to get back up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the same thing with me running 5Ks, under 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing as doing sprints, but I know next time I step on the track, it's going to be a whole nother problem because I'm mentally getting myself back in that state of mind, and I keep myself in that state of mind. So that's why I always try to emphasize, be great
Talk
today,
about it, bro.
No days off. So I also want to let people be known that this book is about clarity and lets you know, like, you can make it and you will make it because I made it.
Ooh, so, I love that. But there's a lot of actionable steps that people can take.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because mental toughness can be taught. Some people have it. Some people like they're born. They have that mental grit.
Yeah.
But there's some that don't. They have to go through like a whole bunch of shit. And this is like a way where people can avoid certain things, certain pitfalls, and be able to get a different perspective where they can hold themselves accountable.
Right.
And take actionable steps to get to wherever they're trying to get to. That's why I love this book so much too, because you talk about the bad, you talk about the ugly, but you also talk about the good. Yeah. And you give people that motivation, that battery in the back to keep going, because at the end of the day, it's all gonna work out.
Right.
It is gonna work out. No matter what happens in life, it's all gonna work out, bro. You just gotta give it some time. So people want that instant, and we not like that. We don't microwave shit, bro. No. We let that shit cook in the oven. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So, bro, to the person that's going through like a lot of shit, man, and they have a dream, what would you tell that person right now? Someone that's really, their back is against the wall. They thinking the worst of the worst. They have this idea that their life is gonna go in this direction, and they want this dream, their purpose, or whatever they're going through in life. They just want to do that one specific thing. Yet life is throwing so many lemons at them that they don't know where to go.
I got you.
What would Darnell tell them right now?
Let me smile first because I see my unit face coming on.
Nah, bro, like, go ahead, bro.
What I would tell them from the bottom of my heart and soul, believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you will not make it. Because it's going to be a day where you don't have nobody to rely on. That all you have is yourself. So if you don't believe that you will make it in life, nobody else going to believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that help me and that follow me and support me, they know I ain't letting up on nothing. Like, so it's like we can only support him if he don't support himself. And that's why they go so hard behind me. So it's like, as long as you believe in yourself and you put forth the effort and be great today, you know, and don't take no days off, woo, you can make it.
Yo, that is dope, man. Listen, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but I don't think this is a coincidence that you're here, bro. I think everything aligns itself. I think the energy you put out is the energy you get. So to be able to sit next to you, bro, this is dope, bro. Bro, how can people donate to the scholarship funds?
So actually, I have the link that go live November 1st, the same day.
I make sure I post it. I make sure I post it. So this will release on the 31st, which is Sunday. And then the book will be out
Monday morning. And I'm also share the links on social media as well for you to, or you can just get on Florida State website or Louisiana State University website. Go to their it's like their scholarship page, you know, their foundation page, and type in like it's gift. You can like do a gift agreement. You can Google it, it'll pop up, and you just say you want to donate the payment to, you know, the No Days Off scholarship or the No Days Off pledge. They'll send it to the right correspondence.
Dope. So also with this book, where can people find this book?
So right now I have it on Amazon and Ingram for a lot of libraries and book places that feel like they need the book somewhere they can trust, whatever the case may be, or if y'all got a contract with them. So Ingram is another good website that I have my book on. It's also going to be in LSU and Florida State's bookstore very soon.
Before we head out, what is your favorite quote? What is your favorite motivational quote that keeps you going?
My own quote.
I love it. I love it. Bro, we are the same way. I was like, yo, I hope he says it, bro. I hope he says it, bro. That's crazy. And we didn't have a conversation prior to this.
No.
Yo,
it's my own quote because it's like I made this when I was at my worst, generating myself to be the best I can be, and that's when I came up with a quote.
Bro,
I had already thought about a quote, and then I was like, it just makes so much sense. And so many people like live by it.
Yeah, right.
Or they starting to.
Yeah.
They don't live by it, come around me. Like,
Right. Bro, thank you for coming on to the podcast. We definitely gonna do this again, bro. Definitely. We'll catch up in a few months from now. We're gonna keep in contact, bro. Let's talk. Let's literally chop it up, man. Like I told my nephew,
right,
bro, every day take an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can, and speak to people. Just have conversations with them. Pick their brain, because it's gonna give you a different perspective that you may be feeling at that very moment. I think it's important. I do it every single day, bro. I take 10, 15 minutes out of my time, and I just call somebody I have in my phone book, and I just pick their brain, see where they're at, because it allows me to gain a different perspective, right? So, bro, anything else you want to say before we close out here?
No, I'm good to go.
You good to go? Where people can find your page, your personal page?
My personal page, you can type in Darnell Cuyler on Facebook. Social media, they call me Finna Get Rich.
Finna Get Rich.
You would know it's me because I have on this shirt. You know, but you would know.
We active out here, man. Yo, I appreciate it again. We definitely gonna have you on. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Every week we putting out new bangers. Let's go.